Thank you, Darcy.
Thank you very much. Okay. Very good. And we're on. I see everything well. Starting with some work in hand. Really nice already.
Like I said, he is with a boot on his front right foot, and he seems to be doing okay with it.
There we go, good. And once you start to get this stretch, give him a little tap and see if we can get a little bit longer step out of him.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and go large down the long side, then turn by the center line at the top and leg yield to the right. And just every now and then another little tap, try to speed up that back end a little bit, see if we get a little bigger swing in it. Like that. Good job. That's correct. Keep that shoulder in advance just like you have it. That's really good. And getting deeper into the stretch. That's really good now. And then once you reach the rail, right onto a circle again and see if we can get a little bit more swing out of the back end there. And we got a little more step out of him. Try and move the hindquarters outside your circle just a little bit as you go on around that circle, making it a little more active and get them a little bit deeper. See if we can get them all the way down there. Like that. Yeah, the walk's starting to look better now. There we go, like that. Move the hindquarters to the outside again a little bit. And then go ahead and go large down the long side and then come back to me on the other side with a little bit of shoulder four. So see if you can lengthen the walk down this long side, asking for a more active step. See if we can get it to really lengthen out and then a little shoulder four down the next long side. Yeah, it's getting better. There we go. Tap a little more active. And then shoulder four on the long side. Nice there. Yeah. Really good there. Keep it going. Much better. Yeah, really nice there. And once again, if he can stretch all the way to the ground. There's no such thing as too stretch. Or any of them really. And then on to your circle again, one more time around the circle, trying to get it as deep and active as we can. Push the hindquarters a little bit outside your circle again. Like that, good. Very nice, like that, all the way down. Good job. Very nice. And then a little more active again, another little taps. Move the hindquarters a little bit to the outside again. Yeah. There we go, good job. Nicely done. There we go, good. As you cross over the center line, you can stop and then change directions. It's really quite nice.
Probably should have started on this side first, being it's his easier side for him, but that's okay.
All right. Anyway.
He's warmed up now, I think.
Nice there, yeah. A little bit of tapping to try to make it a little more active again. Better. Another little tap, see if we can get a little bit more. Like that there, getting a little bit more now. Now go ahead and go large down the next long side. And just keep trying to open up the stride as you go down that long side, and then turn by the center line and leg yield to the left.
Come on, buddy.
Tap, make it a little more active again. There we go. Keep making those hind legs come up there. And then turn by the center line and leg yield left. Straighten the neck just a little bit. Got a little too much neck to the inside. There you go. Like that. There you go. Neck comes over. And back onto your circle again. Yeah, like that. And just moving the hindquarters a little bit outside the circle, but trying to keep that step active all the time. Like that. Really good there.
Come on, buddy.
Tap to make it a little more active. Good. Nice. Now go ahead and go large and length and going straight down the long side, and then going to come back to me in shoulder 4 on the opposite long side. Really good there. Good. Not bad at all. Just keep trying to take up the slack on that outside rein a little bit, so it's not just a loose rein. And then shoulder 4 down the next long side. Nice right there. Yeah. Keep it going. Very nice. Good job. By far the best I've seen is work in hand. Now onto a big circle at this end when you get down here. One more time on a circle. Just moving the hindquarters a little bit outside, but keep that really strong, really deep stretch like that. It's really good for him. That's really great. Just a little tap to get the fine hind legs moving a little more actively again. Right there. Really nice. Now go back the other way, just staying on the circle here, and stop and change directions again. I just want to see if we can get him a little deeper in that other direction now.
And who? And who? Good boy.
A little more active, trying to push those hindquarters outside a little bit, outside your circle. There we go. That's getting better. There we go. That's better. Like that. Feel the legs are starting to move now. There we go. Now we're getting a little deeper stretch on this side. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Whole length of the neck we got to get out. Like that. Really good. Really nice. You can stop there and we're ready to lunge. Very nicely done. Best I've seen him do the work in hand.
And
he has a nice soft look about him today in his body.
Yeah, he's been looking a lot better the last couple weeks, for sure. I'm gonna put it back on him here in a minute. Yeah, come here, buddy. Come on.
So today we're just going to lunge without anything on him, right?
Yeah. I've been Sam and I, when she was here, we've been lunging with just the with nothing on him, without the side reins, and he was doing better than with the side reins. That's the last thing we did at the clinic, from what we remember. Remember. Darcy, can you hold him for just a second?
And of course, start in the easier direction, whichever that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this watch back on him. Yeah, when we're up close, I think. Yep. Take the reins off. Yep. Oh, no, you see, it's doing it again. You can't have the watch next to a horse's brain because it starts freaking out. Isn't that weird?
Really?
We attach it to his bridle, and it starts acting up.
Oh wow! Huh. Really probably can hear it buzzing or something. You can probably keep it in your pocket. Probably fine. Or on you.
I'll put it back on me. You got the reins, honey?
Probably starts buzzing their brain. Picking up Wi-Fi signals. Why don't you just hang out here for a second until we get this going? Come on, buddy. Just want to make sure that in case you have to zoom out or something. Who wrapped up my lunge whip? Or my lunge line? Just try to yield those hindquarters a bit, just like you were working in hand.
Yeah, just trying to get him to move out. He's trying to hang close to me. He's got that habit on this side of doing that. Come.
He loves you.
Yeah, he loves what's in my pockets.
Good job.
I can't hear you.
That's looking good.
Okay. So, hey, Darcy. All right, I'm going to stop for a second, Will, just because we could do a camera fix real quick.
Okay.
Darcy, can you just shut the Pixio off?
I'm seeing you.
Yeah, I know. The problem is once he gets out there, it's going to go away. So just if you want to follow me the whole time, but you gotta get your horse race. You just shut the Pixio off, and then zoom it out so that way you can see both on the top of the camera. There's a lever. That's okay. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's the button towards the front, not the back. The back is for taking still pictures. It's a switch. No, Darcy. I think it'll be fine. Okay, hold him for a minute and I'll do it because it'll be easier for me to do it than explain it to you. It's in front of the picture button. I think there might be a problem with this one watch. That's probably better, right, Will?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Looks good now.
All right. Oh, I gotta find a new groom. He's dropping all my gear on the ground. Stop there, buddy. Stop. Trigger. Stop. All right. Come on. I'm going to move closer. Don't worry about it.
There we go. I'm just loving how his neck looks today. It's by far the best I've seen this horse look. Just in terms of finally really letting go. Which can take a while.
Yep. Come on, buddy. Walk out.
Nice there. Let's go ahead and see what his trot looks like. That's really good.
Trot.
There we go. Already. Let's see how when he started out, he was just kind of pulling himself along by his front legs. Now he's starting to have a little bit of swing happening. Good. That's really coming nicely. Keep it going. Trying to yield his hindquarters a little bit more to the outside as he goes there. That's coming better. Yeah. Good. There, that's coming really nicely now. So every time he stretches that little bit more, let the circle get a little bit bigger. So we're always rewarding him by making it a little easier. Just walk with him, though, so you can keep him going like that. That's getting better. There we go. Good. We have to think with a horse like this, we have to go as slow as we have to get the stretch, and then we build from there. If we start running him, he'll just run himself off his feet. That's what you're doing is just right. That's really good. Very good. Now let's ask him for a little canter and just see what it does. So we get a baseline.
And canter.
Now.
Canter. Canter. Got racy horse now.
Yeah. Try to ask just before you get to the wall. There you go. You got it now. That's right. I just want to see what it looks like. All right, and come back to the trot.
And trot.
You have to get him a little motion, but we see that he actually just goes back in his hollow in that. So we don't want to do much of that, but I just wanted to see if it would pick him up in terms of giving him a little more energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does. Now just come back and
trot.
Again. There we go.
And trot. There you go.
So yes, that did help him to get a little more active. But you can see how we wouldn't want to do much of that because when he is cantering, he's quite hollow. But this is really good now. Better trot after doing that little bit of canter. But this is a much better trot. There we go. Like this. Much better. I actually see him starting to bend a little bit today. Doesn't look so stiff.
Yeah.
He's back in.
Come on, trot.
Fitting back into the stretch. Really good there. Really good now. Keep that. Very nice. Very good there. That's really good. Really nice. Excellent. Very good. Now ask him to canter again as you come near the wall on that side.
Okay.
Right there would be the. Whenever you get him. Right there would be a good spot. There we go. Good. Let's see if it's any improved. And that's a little better. Starting to drop his neck a little bit. Keep it going for a second. And go ahead and come back to the trot again.
And trot. And trot.
And once again, back into the stretch. Very nice there. Now go ahead and let him walk again.
And walk.
I want to try something to see if it helps him stretch a little deeper. Go ahead and take your line over his head and just clip to the inside ring. Now we have to be careful when we do this because if he's pulling, but he doesn't pull on you much. So
yeah.
In other words, we don't want him to pull the bit through his mouth. We can do, but if he'll keep it light, he might stretch a little deeper if you just clip it on the inside ring. Let's see what he does. As long as he doesn't start pulling on you and we end up pulling the bit through his mouth. So be careful.
Just at the walk, right?
Good. Yeah, just starting to walk and then back into the trot once we get going here.
Walk.
which was clipped to the inside ring. So there's nothing going to the top of his head anymore. Yeah, so you might actually stretch a little deeper this way. We have to be careful when we do this. We can't do this with a horse that pulls on us because we pull the bit through the mouth.
Yeah, you get organized there. He's kind of doing his triangles. He doesn't know. He doesn't know circles. He knows triangles.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was circling the best I've seen him circle today. It's the best I've seen him bend. There we go. And go ahead and trot.
And trot, trot, trot.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, get a little deeper stretch out of him this way. There we go. Good job. Like that. Keep it going. There, good. Really nice now. So see that not having that line over his head helps a little bit.
Yeah.
A little more active. As long as he's not pulling away from you, it's fine to do this. Just have to be careful. More active again. And every time that head comes up, we have to yield the hindquarters a little bit. That's getting better now again. There. Good now. Much better. His neck is looking so much better. That's really good now. For him, that's really good right there. Very nice. Really good. Now go ahead and let him walk.
And walk. And walk. Walk on.
And then you can let him halt and change direction. We'll do the same thing the other way. Just hook it on the inside ring as long as he's being good and not dragging us around the arena.
And move.
May help him a little bit there. But even that, the way he's coming to a stop with his neck out like that's a big improvement.
Yeah.
And you know, when you notice that when he does that, he lets the hind end keep stepping as he stops. The hind end should stop last, which it did.
Walk on.
Nice. And go ahead and ask him to trot.
Trot.
Yeah. Just keep trying to yield those hindquarters a little bit more, but it's so much better than it was. He's not just totally counterflexing anymore.
Yeah, it takes him a minute to get in the rhythm here.
Yeah, I understand. There we go. Getting better. There we go. Now let him come back to a walk for a minute. Let's just let him walk again, staying a little closer to him. See if we can get a little deeper stretch out of the walk. That's coming better there now, though.
And walk.
All right. Sorry about all the sirens. I'm about a block away from a fire station.
So yeah, we got them here too. So, and I'm in the country.
There we go. Just keep trying to move those hindquarters a little bit and just softening them a little bit with the rein. But certainly big improvement. He's not nearly counter flexing as much as he was doing.
Yeah.
So you're making good progress. Once again, that neck is getting longer on this side now. I'm really beginning to see the underside of it relaxing. Nice there. And again, going back to the trot. Just keep trying to yield the hindquarters a little bit at a time, but it's much, much better. Yeah. Nice there. Good job. Keep it going. Nice there. Good. Now let him walk again.
And walk.
All right. Just work a little closer to him. We get a little deeper stretch, then we're going to change back direction again. But I want to see him just soften a little bit in the walk here before we do that again. That's getting better. There. Now go ahead and stop and change directions again.
And ooh.
But by far, that was a big improvement. Obviously, it's still a little different from side to side, but that was hugely better on this side.
Yeah. And ooh.
Really beginning to see him because he couldn't even release that in the walk. Last time I saw you, it's really a big improvement.
I think I've worked him every single. I think 2 days off since the clinic.
Right.
So just we've been able to be really consistent with it. So
That's great. That's what it's all about with horse training,
yeah.
Every time they sit for 2 weeks, you're back to start square one again. Nice. There, good. Nice. Very good. And go ahead and trot again.
And trot. Trot.
Very nice. Good job there.
Bio break.
It's okay. That tells you the back is starting to free up. That's a good thing.
Go. Move out. Move out. Move out. And trot.
There we go. Really nice there. Yeah, good. And once you get that, just try to gradually increase the length of the stride. That's really good. Really nice now. Nice there, really good. Very nice. Just once again, see if you can get just a little bit more. Now we've got that really good stretch to see if we can optimize that step a little bit and just get a little bit more swing out of him. But always remember that the stretch at this point is more important than anything else. Even if we have to go to crawl to get it, which we don't have to do, but we have to build from that. That's really good, right there. Very nice. That's really good. Now that's the best I've seen him do. That's really nice, right there. Keep that. That's really good. Now let him walk again.
And walk.
Very nice.
Oh, walk on.
I notice how these downwards transition, he's starting to step into them rather than just slamming on the brakes. That's what we want to have happen. It's really good. And go ahead and halt and change back to the direction again.
And okay, come on.
Nice. Very nice. And go ahead and trot.
And trot.
Really nice. There we go. Very good. Really good. He's starting to be able to bend a little bit, Ron.
I see that. It's only taken 4 years.
Or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's really good. Really nice. A little bit more active. That's good. Really good. Now, this is the first time I've seen this horse really be able to unlock in both directions. It's really great. So the fact that he can now bend a little bit in both directions you them to come up. That's what allows him to bend. The back doesn't come up, the horse can't bend. Really nice there. Really good. Really nice right there. Excellent. And let him walk.
And walk.
That was really good, Ron. Couldn't be happier with what I just saw here today. You're over the hump.
Yeah. Yeah, I think things are going to start changing a little bit.
Yeah.
Still takes time, but
Exactly.
great.
So once again, you can see the logic. I mean, if he couldn't do this without you on there, he's certainly not going to do it with you on there.
Yep.
So how important it is to strengthen that and let that happen, get the horse moving correctly before we expect him to carry weight and do it at the same time. So really, really good.
So,
And come on to the center and come down
yep.
right there today. That was excellent. Let's talk about a few things.
Come here, buddy. Come on. So, what do you think some of the next steps should be for me? I mean, continuing this.
Once again, I think you should go on the way this is working here, and that worked really well to just hook the line to the inside. Once again, he's not a puller,
Yep.
so you're able to do that. That helped because it doesn't have the line over the top that helps some of them stretch a little bit like him.
Yeah.
So keep doing that for a few days. Now, the next time I see you, and if you want to try it before I get there, so if you want to try, I do a few more days like this, and then you need to put your surcingle on with the side reins or the saddle with the side reins and see what that does.
Okay.
Will he start stretching into the contact with the side reins with them there?
Okay.
So that's the next step. But I would do a few more days like this, or even if you want to wait till I see you next time and we do it then. But either way, at some point along the way, he'll be ready to go back in the side reins and begin to stretch into it. That's the next step that we need to get to.
Okay. Cool.
And
Yeah.
then
So I'll keep
back on
working.
him and see if we can sustain it.
Yeah, I'll keep working them this way, and then like you said, we'll try the side reins and go from there with it.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So, and once again, if you do the side reins without me, if you put them on and it just isn't as good, well, then just take them back off again. Or, sometimes when horses haven't had their backs up, even just having a girth tightened around them can stop them from wanting to stretch a little bit till we get those muscles really, used to working in the right way. So all I'm saying is if you see anything deteriorate, always go back, take a step back. So if you put the side reins on or the saddle and side reins and you see all of a sudden he's mincing along again and not wanting to stretch the way you see here, then just take it off again and go back to working without
it. Go back
it.
to the basics, yeah. Okay.
Exactly right. So whenever you add something and it makes things worse, we'll just take it away again because that just simply means he's not, his back hasn't come up enough. That sometimes we just just the act of putting a girth on and tightening around a horse's belly is enough to make them hollow sometimes, So
Okay,
they're
cool.
not used to it.
I'll keep an eye out for that. I think Darcy's almost ready, so we'll take a couple-minute break here.
Okay, sounds perfect. I'll be right back. Great job today. Really huge improvement. That's the first time he's actually been able to bend for you in both directions. So great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. So, since the clinic, I feel like I've been a little less consistent, actually. But probably like, not like I haven't been working. I have been working. The other thing that I was going to say, though, is that it's been harder to coordinate schedules, and like Sam's gone, so I've been just doing stuff in the ring without getting lunged really first. It's been going pretty well. However, the big thing I noticed is that there's been a few days now, the last like 3 days maybe, that I came out and he was fine until I put him on the lunge line, and then he kind of like kept like looking at me and like, I don't know, it was just really weird. Like, definitely ears pinned back, looking at me, and that was all on the lunge line. But then overall, everything went pretty well. Like work in hand, I eventually worked him out of that on the lunge line, and then went to the under saddle, and he seemed fine. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that because you might see it today, and I'm not really sure what to make of it.
Okay. Well, let's start with some work in hand.
Okay.
So you said you've just been getting on riding him, or you've been lunging him, or?
Oh, I've been doing work in hand, lunging, and then getting on him. But I mean, I don't have anyone here to lunge me.
Yeah, to help you.
Yeah. So I usually just get on him then, and I've been doing a lot of walk work under saddle. Actually, is what I was trying to do.
That's great. Hard to go wrong with that. That's really quite nice. What I really like is just how more free this horse has become in his movement. Really nice there. You go ahead and turn by the center line at the top and leg yield to the right.
Good boy.
There we go, good. And then a big circle here, trying to make it a little more active, getting a little more step, moving the hindquarters just a little bit outside the circle all the time, like that, so we get a little more engagement. Really nice. Really nice there. And go ahead and go large in the walk now, and then come back to me on the other side with the shoulder 4.
Boy.
Nice. Good. A very good boy. It's all just becoming so much more regular. He's got a rhythm now.
As he lost it.
Like you're having to step to keep up with him now. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
now,
that's true.
Circle here, stretching all the way down again. We're always looking for those optimal, biggest gaits we can produce in the beginning. Yeah, really nice there. And as you come to the center line again, you can stop there and change directions. It's really good.
Job. He's a very smart horse when it comes to the treats. Yesterday I stopped him and I gave him treats every time I stopped him. So now he's like, where
I'll
is
stop.
it? All it took was one day of that. It's because I have a hard time stopping him with work in hand.
Yeah.
that a plane by you?
Yeah, it's plane going over. You go ahead and turn by the center line there and leg you left.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out in my sister's backyard.
Oh boy.
So our internet that's always been bad. A couple of weeks ago, somebody shot through the line about a mile from my house with a gun.
Oh, really?
Blew the line apart, and they tried to put it back together. It's never been right since. Must have been a good shot. Now on the circle here again, moving the hindquarters a little bit outside, getting a little bit deeper. Still need to move those hindquarters just a little bit outside. There you go. That's getting better now. Just a little tap to make it a little more active. It's kind of slowing sometimes. There you go, like there. There's where I want it. Now get the step. And then when you get to the long side over here, go ahead and go large and then come back on the other side and shoulder forward.
Okay.
Good stretch there. Hello. Excellent, right there. Excuse me. Yeah, really nice there. Now in the circle here at this end. Really good. Excellent, right there. Really nice. Excellent. Such good step. And you can halt over the center line. He's ready to lunge. Excellent work.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Boy, whoa. That works, huh? Teaching you to stop that way. Yeah, I know. Don't leave the watch, right? Oh. It's right there. Oh. Can you hand me your lunge whip then, Ron? So I don't.
Are you liking that new saddle?
I love it. I actually really, really love it. Like, I can't get over what a big difference it's made for me. I feel so much more comfortable riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to. Can you catch the other side rein? It's going to probably fall here. There you go. Need your lunge whip around. Thanks. Good boy. Okay. Ready?
And he's off.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just do up my stirrups because they're gonna
Yeah.
fall. Whoa. Whoa, Calvin. Whoa. 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 Good.
Oh, there, buddy. He's in go mode.
Yeah, exactly. Hey.
What you want me to do? Oh, son.
Whoa. 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 Hey. Whoa.
Good boy.
Good boy. There you go. Now stand. Just 1 second there, dude. There you go. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Okay. Ready? Now you can go. Walk. Walk. Go on. Walk. Good boy. Go on. Walk.
Nice.
Walk. Walk. Good boy. There you go.
And now ask him to trot.
Okay. And trot. And trot. That's what I'm talking about right there. And he's been doing that a lot lately on the lunge line, and I don't really know why.
That's nothing. He's just feeling good and telling you so. There.
Pooping. There you go.
Go ahead and let him stop. And I want you to take the rein over the top of his head and just hook to the inside ring.
Okay. Whoa.
Once again, he's not pulling on you. So
Wow.
once we get the side reins on, it's better to be just hooked to the inside ring, unless you have a horse that's dragging you around the arena, in which case then you'd want to go over the top of the head. But
Yeah.
as long as they're around you pretty nicely like he is, and you're not having a problem with that, then we just want to be connected to the inside ring so we don't have that little bit of a break on over the top of his head, which can stop them. As we saw with Ron's, his horse stretched better without it.
Okay.
But we go over the top in the beginning just because a horse may bolt off with us or something, we don't know what they're going to do. We have some control in the beginning, but once they're not pulling away from us, then we can just go off the inside ring, preferably with a side rein. But in the case of Ron's horse, it was better even, with nothing, as long as he's not pulling away, which he doesn't do. Now go back to your trot work again.
Okay. I dropped my whip again. Ready? And trot. And trot.
There we go. Yeah, the stretch does come a little faster without it being over the top of his head, so that's better. Good. Once he starts to stretch, just try to making it a little more active. Once he gets there, looks like he wants to relieve himself, so always let him do that.
Okay. Ready?
Sorry about all these sirens. I'm about a block away from a fire station. They're going off nonstop today.
It's funny because I think I heard it earlier when I was getting them ready, and I thought there were a lot like people going by our house with sirens, and I'm like, what's going on?
There we go. This is getting better now. Yeah, good. Much better. Now that's where we'd like to be there. And once we get that stretch all the way down, then we try to build from that. But boy, his belly is sure coming up. He's looking a lot trimmer through his waistline now.
Yeah.
Keep that going. So we're seeing that those ab walls coming up a lot faster. Good there. Just keep trying to get that little bit bigger trot as we can. Good there. Really nice there. Is what we want to see, that neck all the way released like that. That's really good. Now, as you come around to the wall on the other side again, ask him to canter. Let me see what happens. Good trot right there for him.
And canter. Canter. Come on.
A little tap with that whip. There we go. And then back to a trot again.
And trot.
That's more like it. Good there. Good there. Really nice. Really nice. Right there. Keep that going. Just like that. That's excellent. Really nice. Keep that. Really nice. Keep that. And now let him walk. Really good.
Good walk. Good boy. Yes, good
Really
boy.
nice. As you come to the center line, you can halt and change directions. That was really good. Every time I see him, he looks a little better. And as far as that little thing of him, now if a horse were to persist in something like that, then you'd be worried about it. But, he just looks like he's feeling fresh and just kind of like,
Okay.
control here. So I wouldn't worry about that as long as it doesn't persist. But do by all means, when you got your saddle up, be sure you check for anything that there might be a sore spot on him for where the girth of the saddle or something.
Sure.
It should also always be part of your, untacking and grooming a horse to put it away is check all those spots where the tack is and be sure there's not any kind of sore spots,
So there's
around
nothing. There's nothing there, but I will say that I did actually have the vet out maybe 3 weeks back, because his sheath was like horrible. I've never seen anything like it. There was like bloody spots and stuff. She cleaned it, but she was like, honestly, it's a little weird. She's like, it's really wet, like in there. So the more
No,
I was reading, she didn't suggest it, but the more I was reading is I kind of wonder if there's a yeast infection going on or something. So I don't know. I wondered if that was maybe making.
So yeah, so absolutely anything that's got, and certainly a sore girth can make a horse not want to move because it starts rubbing, and well, then they get used to it and they go on. But by all means, a sore girth can be very problematic. So did they tell you about using something, putting something on it to keep it moist, or what did they tell you to do?
No, it's the sheath area. But she just told me to use like Desitin, just basically to dry it up a little bit, because she thought it was really weird that when she was cleaning it, there was just like this, kind of like wet goo in there.
Yeah.
So I've been watching it and being, really careful about it. But I did wonder if maybe that was some of it.
It certainly can be. So keep your eyes on that.
Okay.
That's what I said. I'm looking for a girth sore, anything that might be some kind of thing where, it just kind of irritates them for a minute when they start. And once again, and I mean, anytime if you see something like that persist for very long, then you'd really want to thought what's going on here. But
Yeah.
it sounds like one of those things it could be, or it could be nothing more than just feeling fresh and not wanting to go for a minute, so that's also part of the process.
Yeah.
Once in a while they do that. But by all means, keep your head, they can get really sore in their sheath if it's getting sore in there. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on that.
And he was clean not that long ago. That's the funny thing, because I always do it when they do the teeth. I let the vet do it when she does the teeth. But
should be done every day when you groom the horse.
The sheath area?
Yeah, if you get them used to it.
Really?
Take a rag up in there, and unless you have a horse that's going to kick your head off, but they should get used to having their.
Good about it, actually. He's really relaxed. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, then
Okay, that's
clean
good to
it.
know.
Nothing wrong with that. Should be kept clean. A lot of times they just get a bunch of dirt, especially if it's muddy out in your fields and stuff. They can.
Yeah.
They get a lot of goo up in there. So by all means, clean it. And you should clean it with just like Castile soap.
Yeah.
Something very mild. Dr. Bonner's is what we would use.
I was just thinking that. That's funny.
And if it's irritating, you can also use a little, what's great for horses' skin is apple cider vinegar. There we go. I'm just trying to get that walk. Play with your rein there a little bit. So you just soften him a little bit, push the hindquarters away from you, see if you can get a little deeper stretch. So don't let it. If he's not getting to where you want him to be, then you should be doing something actively about it, like that. I always laugh when I see people spend $100 to have a vet clean a horse's sheath. It's like ridiculous.
Well, it wasn't $100.
I will do it. Yeah. And of course, be on the lookout for swelling back there too, because they get sore. The sheath will start to swell. Okay. And go ahead and trot.
Trot. Did see his ears pinned back too a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. So again, there's being a little pissy about something, but it's not lasting long. There we go.
Good boy.
There we go.
Boy.
Like it. A little more active again. There we go. Keep trying to get a little bigger swing in it. There. That's better. That's more like it. Keep that going. Now, as you come to the wall on the other side, ask him to canter.
Ready? And canter.
And back to the trot. There you go, starting to get his head out in front. That's good. A little better.
Tried the stretch.
Yeah, tried to stretch a little bit. That's all we wanted to see. Just wanted to see if it would give him a little more energy in the trot. It's getting better. So keep that going. That's looking much better now. You know, it's also gotten a lot colder there than when we started this a few weeks ago. So sometimes that too can be, you know, horses can be a little stiffer than they were in the warmer weather.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. But, you know, he definitely was a little more reluctant to move forward. So by all means, keep your eyes on those things we talked about. This is looking much more like it. So he may just need to warm up. Really good there. So when you have been riding him on your own without doing the work first on the lunge line, has he been doing any of that taking you to the door nonsense, or has that been gone?
It's there, but I've been able to like remedy it without drama, I guess I would say. He's a little quicker to say, okay, I guess I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, good. All right.
And, you know, usually it happens maybe once, twice. It's not like it was happening before where no matter what I was doing, it just seemed like I kept trying.
Right. Let's just get into a good place now.
Boy.
That's what we want to see. Another circle around there. All right, he looks happy in the work now. He's not pinning his ears back. His ears are back and they're soft, but they're not pinned back the way they were at the beginning there, man. Like he just didn't want to go. As I said, could be nothing more than just being a little colder now. Just getting them started off when they're all frozen up. But he seems to be good now. Let's let him walk.
And walk.
All right, since you've been working that way, let's try it today and see how it goes. So let's get you mounted up and we'll start from working with the walk and see how it goes from there. What a good boy.
Good boy.
You know, it's interesting teaching this way because I can actually see you so clearly the way the thing moves in. I can actually see the horse probably better than I could be in the ring, and I can see you close up.
Yeah, that's really funny, actually.
It is. So other than the fact that I can't put my hands on myself, it's
Yeah.
I'm losing anything. You know, and I've always been a teacher who made my students go through the process of learning how to ride. I've you know, many people today learn how to ride. The teachers do everything for them and set the horses up. They never really learn how to ride.
Yeah.
The teacher sets it up for you every day before you get on. And usually the way they go about doing that is not in a good way. So
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
It only makes it worse.
I'm done, actually. No, and he's not going to have me start anyway with the lunch, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to see how this goes and see if it's unnecessary. Then because it seems like that's harder for her to do now. So we'll see if it's necessary.
Okay.
But you've been leaving the side reins on.
No, I haven't actually.
Okay.
Do you,
Well, you can take them off. Let's see. I want to see what you've been doing. Let's see if it works or not.
okay.
It'll either be good or it won't.
Hey, Ron, do you want to get the other side? Maybe? Oh, okay. I go up so it's 3 holes remaining if you're there and you want to just tighten it right away. Hi, sweetie. Oh. And I just need my whip. Oh, you are. So I'm going to use this one. I want my shorter one. That one's really long, and I'm afraid I hit him with it by accident.
Bum, 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 bum.
I was going to say, can you take this? I thought it was my phone. Come on. Come on, sweetie. Come on. Yep. There you go. And whoa, whoa, whoa. Back up. Good boy. Okay. Well, I guess you're going to go that way, huh? I didn't catch him in time.
Right. And just go large around the arena, working into that stretch.
It always takes
Go ahead and turn by the center line there and do a leg heel to the right. No time like the present. Good. Really good. Very nice. Big step. And when you get to the center there, circle in the center there at B. Big circle. Very nice. And soften him. So decide where you want him to be. Do you want him to stretch a little deeper? Or do you want him to stay right where he is? I'd like to get him to stretch a little deeper myself from where he is there. Get a little more swing over his back, taking a little contact and softening him a little bit, letting him go down as he wants to. There you go, like that, getting a little better. There we go.
I notice it takes me a long time to get him to stretch at the walk.
Yeah. There. And I go ahead and go large again in the walk.
There you go. Good boy.
Good. That's getting better. And again, we're going to turn by the center line and leg yield to the right again. That's getting better as you're doing that leg yield. Softening them a little bit with your fingers there a little bit and then letting them take it down. And the back on your circle there. This time a little bit smaller than the whole arena, like maybe 3/4 of it. Keep them circling. Try to keep the hindquarters on the same circle. So move them out a little bit or bring the shoulders in. So your hands have to come in just a little bit. So when you're on a circle, both hands are going to carry to the inside a little bit. So your outside rein is controlling the position of that neck. Like that. Now soften him a little more. When I say soften, just giving and taking your inside rein a little bit. And see if he'll ready to take it down a little bit. So you soften him and then give a little bit and see if he'll follow your hand down. It's getting better. There you go, like that. Now go ahead and go large. Down the next long side, shoulder 4. So both hands are going to come a little bit to the inside, displacing his shoulders off of the rail. Good. Keep that going. Pretty good position there. Now I want you to just shorten your reins a little bit while you're keeping them in that position. Just see if you'll soften onto the bridle a little bit. In other words, coming into a little more of a working walk. Keeping your hands up there a little bit. Now on to a circle here. Same thing, not quite as big as the whole arena, so it's a little smaller, so he has to really circle like that. As you soften him a little bit with your inside rein, beginning to shorten your reins a little. I'm just seeing if he'll come up a little bit and what happens if you ask him to. And stay in the walk like that. Of course, whenever he does that, you just give and take a little bit on the inside rein, usually the inside rein. But if you feel the horse is stiff on the outside, then you can give and take on the outside. So we use the rein to soften on the side that feels the stiffest. That's usually the inside, but not always. Now let him stretch all the way down on that circle now. See if he'll take the stretch a little deeper. There you go, like that, letting it go on down a little bit. Soft. So as soon as he stops stretching, then soften a little more by giving and taking that inside rein a little bit more again. Now stay on your circle. Now I want you to just shorten your reins a little bit, keeping them right there. Begin to take your reins a little bit shorter. Just let them shorten without taking a lot more contact, but you're just shortening them up a little bit. In other words, you're limiting the length of the rein. Keep him out there a little bit, move him off of your leg a little bit so he doesn't just fall in. So if you feel him falling in, that means you had inside rein, but not enough outside and not enough inside leg if all of a sudden he falls in to this tiny little circle. So now soften him a little bit with your outside rein there a little bit, with your right rein there as you're asking to soften into a little bit better into the frame there like that. Not bad at all. Keep that. Now stretch him all the way down again. Now work the stretch all the way deep again. Keep it active while we stretch him down. Soften him with your inside rein again. Once again, move the hindquarters a little bit outside. Think of doing a little shoulder 4 whenever we lose the stretch or the contact. Move the hindquarters a little bit outside again. Shoulder 4. There, like that. Then he starts to want to take it down again when you get that inside hind leg to become active, like that. Good. Now go ahead and change the rein across the next diagonal and change direction. But I'm liking how he's just cruising along here. He's not giving you a lot of trouble about going to the door or anything. Listening to what you're doing. All good. Changing on the diagonal. And then you're going to turn by the center line at A and leg heel to the left. Good job. Good correction. Nice there. Good. Now go ahead and shorten your reins a little more. Go ahead now. You can come up in this little position a little bit. Now I want you to circle right where you are, letting the pole stay up there in more of a working position right there. It's not bad at all. Good. Keep him right there. Just closing your fingers on the reins and see if your jaw will just yield just a tiny bit as you close your fingers a little bit more and just keeping them actively stepping. Let me see what happens like that. Good job. So that's what we have to do as we begin to get the back to come up, as we begin to raise the head and neck. So our legs have to keep the horse stepping while we put him into a frame that's going to be harder for him. He's going to have to work a little harder and stay connected across his back. Not bad at all. Just like that. Good. Like the step. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Just like that. Good job. Now keep that walk just where you have it right there, and just go large in the walk and then come back down, coming back towards me, towards the camera anyway, in a little bit of a shoulder forward. When he does that, immediately just stretch up, let your shoulders come back so he doesn't trot off. In other words, don't go with him when he wants to trot off. Just become kind of a dead weight in the saddle, if you will.
Okay.
Go large there, and your shoulder forward down the next long side. Just a little bump of your legs there, or tap with your whip is being to slow down a little bit behind. So keep that step running at the same pace. And we're going to do a shoulder forward down the next long side. Right. Good job. Right there. Good job. That's coming up into a good working walk right there. So that's what we also use the lateral work. So when we're trying to bring them up, so that we keep them in that lateral position, so we can keep the back up underneath us as we bring the pole and the neck and the pole up. Now in a circle here, stretch him all the way back down again. That's it. There you go. All the way down there like that. Really quite nice. A little bit deeper even yet, so soften him a little more with the rein. There you go. And then give and see if he follows it down. There we go. Good job. Like that. Really nice. All the way down there. Like that. Good. Very nice. Now staying on your circle there, now bring him back up in the reins again. So you're just going to begin to shorten the reins. And as you do, your legs or your whip are going to keep tapping him when you need to, not constantly, but when you need to add a little more impulsion. So you keep that feeling of the back lifting you in the saddle as you begin to ask his pole and neck to come up a little bit. Like that. Good job. Now shorten your reins a little bit more. You can take them a little bit shorter. And once again, another little bump of your legs as you stretch up into your chest and try to feel the horse rounding up underneath you like that. So it rounds up into your back like that, maintaining that same steady walk right there. Good job. Keep that. Bring it up a little bit. Now remember, don't just let it go whenever he feels like it. Now you're going to start choosing when the horse stretches a little more. Go large in that working walk again. Just pull, stay up there a little bit like that. Little tap of your whip. Now, whenever I say to use your whip, I always mean to use the leg first, just so we understand one another. So if I say use the whip a little bit, it always means the leg first and then the whip. In other words, we tune him up to your leg a little bit. And again, shoulder forward down the next long side. Not a bad walk at all there. And shoulder in on the long side, shoulder forward. And now while we're in the shoulder 4, I keep asking him to soften so we can get a little more flexion out of him. Right there is really quite good, though. That's not a bad working walk for him at all. He wants to trot off. That's it. Don't let him, just like that. That was really good right there. Yeah, really quite nice. And just walk again. Out of it. He'd rather give you a lazy trot than a good walk. Now in the circle here, maintaining that. Little bumping with your leg again to keep him up in the frame. That's really quite nice right there. Stay on your circle right there in that big circle and prepare to trot. And then go into a trot rising on the circle when you're ready. Just start him with your legs. It'll bump up and do it really quite nice. And start rising. Good job. A little more active. Try to immediately get it moving a little more actively. Now let him go into the stretch. If you'll take it, let him go into the stretch. Good job. Little bump with your legs need to generate a little more activity. It's a little bit behind your leg right now. I'm going to suck him back a little bit.
Hey, Ryan, can you turn down my mic? Because it sounds like thunder in here from my mic.
Are you hearing me okay?
Yeah, I'm hearing you fine.
There you go. Right there is really very good. Really good. Right there. Really nice. Keep that going around the circle. Now let him go all the way down into the stretch. Stretch up a little bit. Don't start to lean over as he stretches. You've got to keep yourself stretched up. There, like that. When you start to lean forward, it throws the horse onto the forehand. So it's very important that we be in balance above the horse. Very good. Good. Keep that. Keep that. Really good. Now, see if we can make the trot a little bit bigger. A little bump of both legs. It'll be a little tap of your whip if you need to, so it swings out a little more actively. They resist to that. No, just come back to the trot again.
And
That's how much we touch.
I guess I forgot how sensitive he is.
Yeah. I said, boy, go back in the trot again.
Good boy. Trot. Trot.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't
There.
take much.
Now let him stretch all the way down again once you get that. Good job. Good job. Go all the way down. Let it swing through his back like that. Now just go large and maintain that stretch where you have it right there. He'll stay right there. I'd be very happy. Just like that. Excellent. Keep that as you go large. And try to get just a little more. Down the next long side, I want you to try to do a little bit of a lengthening stride. Not much. I just want to get a little bigger swing in it if we can. That. Now back on the circle here. Now I want you to just shorten your reins and let his pole come up, but keep that exact same trot. Nothing else changes except the position of his head and neck. We're just going to shorten our reins a little bit and see if he comes up into that position, just like that. Really good. Right there. Good. Keep it right there. It's really good. That's good. Right there. Keep it right there. Don't let him overbend. Right there is perfect. He's actually on the bottom. Little tap of your whip. Needs a little more energy to keep that going in this. Like that. Good. Now keep that and go large. Maintain that working trot right there. Don't let it stretch all the way down until I tell you to. Keep it up.
Sorry.
Up. That's all right. Kind of threw it away there a little bit. That's all right, but he did the right thing. He did what he should do when you throw it away, which is just stretch into it. Good. Keep it right there. Keep it there. Keep it there. Good. Keep going large around the arena, just like this. Be sure you're on the correct rising diagonal. Right there. Keep it. Keep it right there. It's really very good. Very nice. Right there. Keep that. Excellent work. Keep it. Little bump. Now change the rein on the next diagonal. Don't lean over. Remember, keep yourself up. Lift your chest up. And whenever the horse gets sticky, we have to be behind the motion a little bit. Or with it, never ahead of it. So when we lean forward, it throws us ahead of the motion of the horse, and that's never where we want to be. Right there. Keep that going. Now let him stretch all the way down now in this new direction on a big circle there. Get a little more out of him, maybe a little tap of your whip there, a little bump. I remember, of course, always first with your legs. And of course, if he responded to just your legs, then you don't have to use the whip, being the point. There you go, all the way down. And once he has responded, be sure to let your legs relax. So we're never constantly pushing or squeezing him. When the horse is right, we do nothing. That's how they know that they're doing the right thing. If we keep doing things, then they have no idea what we want. There, really nice. Now, stay on that circle there. Now begin to shorten your reins and just bring his pole up. So you may have to add, he's getting a little tired now. You may have to keep adding little touches of your whip as you begin to bring his pole up now. Yeah, that's it. Keep your chest lifted as you bring him up. Just like that. Really nice. Excellent. Right there. Keep that right there. Don't change a thing. Maybe just soften him by just closing your fingers a moment. Right there. Keep it active again. Little tap. And just squeeze it, just closing your fingers there a little bit. Again, watch that you have some contact with your outside rein. You've lost your outside rein. There you go. Like that. Really nice. Just like that. Now soften him a little bit with the outside rein. There you go. Now all the way back down in the stretch again. Now make it swing a little more actively. Once we get that stretch, give him a little bump of your legs or the tap of your whip so we get a little more activity. That's really good. Excellent work. Keep it going just like that. Now bring him back up, shortening your reins. Try to keep exactly the same trot you have. All you're doing is bringing his pole up a bit. Everything else going just the way you have it. You're just shortening the reins. Just like that. And bring his pole up to right there is where it can be. That's really excellent. Right there. Fantastic. Now go large and maintain that just like that. Now don't let him stretch unless I tell you to. Just keep him right there. Unless you lose it. Back there you go. Really nice. Right there. Keep that. Really good. Right there. Good working trot. Keep it right there. Keep it right there. For him, that's good. Now big circle at this end. Closing your fingers on the reins a little bit. They're a little too loose there. So just give and take a little bit so we soften his jaw just a little bit. Keep that same trot though. But never so much that we destroy the trot. If we do make a mistake and do that, then we just have to let go of the reins a little bit and get him active again. Good there. Now all the way back down into the stretch. Now go all the way around. Keep that big stretch and go all the way around the arena now. Keep it just like that. Really good. A little bit more active and going away from me this time down the other long side. I want you to try to lengthen the stride a little bit in the stretch. Let's see if we can get a little bigger swing out of him. So push through a little more, so a little bump for your leg, and then push your seat through a little more strongly, like that. There you go, good. And then let it slow as you come to the corner. Do that again down the next long side. Again, lengthening the stride ahead of your leg. Good. And now down the next long side. Once again, a bump with both legs. Push through a little stronger with your seat. Little tap of your whip if you need it. If you don't need it, then no. There we go, like that. Good. Keep it going. Keep that going. Really nice. Now on the circle down at this end. Now beginning to shorten your reins up again. Bring his pole back up. Keeping that same trot. Where can we bring the pole to without losing the trot that you have right now? That's the whole idea. Like that. Very good. Like that. Soften a little bit on that outside rein. Get more contact. Wants to pull you up a little bit. There you go. Good. Now close your fingers on the rein. Shorten your reins a bit more. Get that outside rein a little bit shorter. Get them both a little bit shorter. Now just let him stationary. Mr. Oliveira used to say the best hands in the world work like a pair of side reins. They just limit the length of the rein. Like that. But don't let him pull out. Little tap. Keep it going like that. Really good. Keep it going around your circle. Look up. There's good. Tap. Tap. Soften him just a little bit. Close your fingers on the rein for just a moment. See if we can get him to soften the jaw a little bit more. Let him lower the pole a little bit. Right there is perfect. Now let him go all the way back down in the stretch again. And go large. And again, down the next long side, I want you to lengthen the stride again. Like that. Really nice. And lengthen the stride. Push through with your seat after giving a little bump. Give him a little tap with your whip and see if you can get even a little more now. Like that. There you go. There. Feel him surge a little bit. That's what I want to see there. Now back on your circle here again and shortening your reins again. Now we're going to bring him back into that working position again on your circle. Be sure he's a little shoulder four. Try to position him a little shoulder four on your circle. So push those hindquarters a little bit to the outside so we get that inside hind leg to engage a little more. There, like that. There. Very nice. Then just soften him with your reins. Right there is perfect. Right there is perfect. Good job. Keep it. Soften him again. Very nice. Right there, tap. Keep it. He wants to relieve himself. It's all right. Let him. Oh, maybe he does. You gonna go, buddy? All right, back into the trot again. If not, almost there. And all the way back down into the stretch again. Moving actively, stretch yourself up. Do yourself pull your chest up as he stretches down. Soften him a little bit with that inside rein. There you go. All the way back down there again to finish up. Like that. All the way down there. And keep that swinging like that. Little tap of your whip to make it a little bit more active there. There, like that. Keep it running, keep it running, keep it running. Now, shorten your range and just bring him up a little bit again. Go back to that working trot again. Trot the same, even if his head comes up a little too high, as long as the trot keeps working, you're all right. As long as you don't feel him drop out from underneath you. Now ask him to soften. Let the pole got a little bit too high now. He needs to lower the pole. So just think you're stretching him. Just think about stretching him for a moment. Now there, and then just get about, once he starts to drop and stays there for you, then just stabilize him in that midway position a little bit. We want it always to feel like the horse wants to stretch into that contact. There you go, like that. Good job. Keep that, keep that, keep that, keep that right there. Keep it. Little tap of your whip, get him off the rail again. Little tap so it's a little bit stronger. Get contact with your outside rein again, kind of lost it, and that's soften again with the inside rein. A lot going on. There, soften him a little bit. And just give and take that inside rein a little bit, ask him to soften, lower his pull. Just let it drop a little bit, so just give a little bit. There you go, like that. There, stabilize him about midway down there. Tap again. Running a little bit out of steam here. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going right there. Keep it going right there, keep it going right there. Now let him stretch all the way down. Keep it going one more time. Actively go large around the arena. Go large, big time, go large. And then a big lengthening down the next long side. So once again, you're going to give him a little tap with the whip coming out of that corner up there, and of course with your legs, and send him through with the action of your seat. There we go, like that. Very nice, very nice. And all the way down on the circle here again. Deeper into that stretch. There we go, right there. And ease him back to a walk.
Boy.
Darcy, that was fantastic today.
Thank you. He's really good, isn't
You're
he?
sticking up. There you are. And you may stop there and dismount. That was great, a great ride today.
Thank you.
Not pissy at all once you got up there. I think maybe what your experience is just, I mean, do keep an eye on those things we talked about, but I think you just had kind of a cold horse
Yeah.
more than anything else. Because once you got going, it was fine. And he really responded well, and he's really working for you. Even without the side reins there, you're coming up into a pretty nice working trot and beginning to put all the pieces together.
Yeah. My only question is going left, and I think maybe I asked you this same. What? What? Oh.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you. So the only question I have, but I think this might have been the same question I asked at the clinic, actually. Going left, it's funny because not only does he not, it's like harder to get him to come up into the working frame.
Yeah.
And I noticed that like I just can't get him into my hand. Like the whole time I can't really feel him reaching into my hand. But going right, I felt like I could feel it like the whole time. So I guess I just have to keep working on that.
Exactly. It will get better. One side is always better before the other side is at the point, as they get more consistent. But I think, I was very happy with everything I saw there. It's developing beautifully now. I mean, all your problems have disappeared, and, he's flowing around the arena and actually moving really well. His belly has really come up. He's starting to look like a horse. And once again, he's really not resisting. I mean, he's coming up into that frame just like he did on the lunge line for us. Really quite nice. He did a little better on the lunge, but with the lunge and side reins, of course, you got a little help there.
Yeah.
And it still would be good for you. If you got a day and Ron is there, then do it on the side on the lunge line the way you did. If you got help, if not. But what I wanted to see was this worth doing on your own like this? And it was. He was great. So if you see, once again, always remember, if you see anything going the other direction, in other words, getting worse, then just think about what you need to do to take a step back and look it again.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.